14, I really thought he was good. And at 16, I was certain that if I was patient and played it right, that he'd be a world beater.
He was very, very nervous as a little boy and didn't actually achieve very much. He achieved when it didn't matter, but when it came to the tests, like the 11 plus, you know, I think nerves got to him so much that he failed in 11 plus. But I think when he found that he was successful in athletics, this was the beginning of him being successful in a lot of areas.
From 13, 14, 15, it was his willingness to apply himself in all weathers, under all conditions, never to complain, and it is this bloody-minded determination to get to the end. All the really top performances come when it's hurting. Not just winning, it's how you win. It wants to be definitive.
In terms of the record books, Sebastian Coe is the most successful middle-distance runner Britain has ever produced. At last count, holder of 12 world records or world best times. No British athlete before or since has come remotely near that achievement. Over the past decade, Coe's career has seen a spectacular climb to the very top. Some disappointments on the way, but mainly fresh peaks and horizons reached. Until the summer of 1983, the future looked bright. Then, in a minor 1500-meter race in Paris, Coe unexpectedly got beaten at this distance for the first time in 36 races in 7 years, apart from an Olympic qualifying heat. Little did Coe or the world know that on this humid summer evening, he would see the start of a nightmare that would, in the weeks ahead, reveal a rare blood disorder that would suddenly terminate his season and even threaten his whole running career.
Yeah, I mean, you don't know. It's the school of hard knocks, isn't it? You don't always get rid of people like that.
Seb, don't carry on at the start.
The nuisance of it was not being knocked off the track. It was having to pull up the pace to get back again, which is always unevenly distributed when you do that.
It was a very worrying, very sick-making year, because not only was he not responding to the training in the way that I wanted, but there was as yet no medical diagnosis of what was wrong, because it's not obvious.
I was getting pains in the abdomen, I was getting pains in the low back. My joints were sore. It was something that I had picked up that had infected the blood and certainly infected the lymph gland system. It was an infection that was living off my energy sources, leaving me very, very tired, irritable, just feeling very, very ill. I was in hospital. I'd had an exploratory operation under one arm. Within a week of that I was told from public health laboratory reports that I was suffering from toxoplasmosis.
The summer of 1983 produced a shattering setback in the career of Sebastian Coe. The summer of 1979 saw the start of an incredible 41 days that would propel a young university student and his coach father Peter into the forefront of world athletics and the media spotlight.
Scramble as they all come across. Smith of Jamaica has been told off to run a 50-second first lap, and Coe settles into second place. Looks like being a little bit of a time trial. It's the pacemaker then leading. Coe second, Mike Boyd of Kenya third, Pies of Spain fourth, Evans White of America in 5. In lane 6 is Bryggen of Norway in 7. is Gary Cook settling in there, but out at the front, the pacemaker taking it on, and it looks as if Coe would really like to go past him, almost holding himself back there, running well on top of the track, this very, very fast Bislett track. The time just about on schedule as the pacemaker there falls and falters, and he's dropped out. So Coe's left to do it all on his own.
And the time at the bell, 50.2 seconds, and Coe's already opened up at 9-10 yard gap on Mike Boyd, the Kenyan Commonwealth champion. And Coe streaking away from the field now and leaving a very class field for dead. If Coe can keep this up, we're on for a tremendous time. The gap's now 12 yards, and Coe looking relaxed as he comes into the 600 metre mark.
This is exactly how he ran in Brussels last year when he ran 1:44. His time at 600 metres, 75 seconds, even faster, well inside a world record pace. If he can hold this now, running absolutely on his own, except 15,000 people now standing, cheering him all the way down the track. A phenomenal run by Coe, and he's not faltering. He's still going away from Mike Boyd, one of the great runners of all time. A tremendous run by Coe all the way to the line, and the time 1:39, 1:40, 1:41, 1:42. I don't believe it. The world record currently 1:43.4 by Wantarena, and if the time is official, he's well inside that, a second inside the world record. And the announcement coming up, there's a lot of flurry at the timekeeper's place at the finish of the race. There's absolute confusion. They've announced it, and there it is, it's confirmed.
I can only remember the exultation of, saying, Christ, the voice there, he's there,
It really did hit us like a tidal wave. That is the only description of it. From me going to an open day about my youngest daughter, about Emma, and not hearing the things I would like to have heard from her teacher, coming home, bawling Emma out for wasting time at school, and suddenly a picture of Seb on television, the 9 o'clock news saying Sebastian Coe this evening broke the world record. Well, we erupted in this room. Emma, I think, must have been so grateful that the shouting stopped, and we shouted so much in this room about Seb that we didn't actually know what he'd done. We just knew he'd done something, but what had he done? So I had to ring up the local Radio Sheffield, to say, did you hear what he did? Because we didn't, and they were the ones who actually were able to tell us what he'd done. I mean, I knew he'd gone for a race, and Peter knew it was going to be, it was going to be a good race, but there's really no question of knowing that it was going to start the floodgates of that 41 days. Incredible.